Hello and welcome to the season 2 of the Come Alive podcast. I'm your host Mehermi Chandani. I'm a mother with a story, a business leader with a vision, and a transformative coach whose mission is to empower 10x growth in fellow humans through the power of self-connection. This podcast is in collaboration with Light Digital and Casa Luso, and I have chosen this beautiful, serene outdoor setting for my guest today. Today, we have the pleasure of hosting a remarkable guest, Leila Al Marashi, founder and CEO of CADO Gifting, the leading premium corporate gifting platform in the MENA region. CADO Gifting has changed the corporate gifting landscape, providing a unique 360-degree user experience and servicing top-tier clients such as Netflix, Amex, Exujet, Gucci, Van Cleef, and many more. Before venturing out, Leila built an illustrious career as a regional and international communications professional with over 12 years of experience. As Vice President for Tabreed, a publicly listed district cooling entity and Mubadala subsidiary. Passionate about female empowerment, Leila has mentored young Emirati women and broken barriers in the energy sector. As a board member of the Dubai College of Fashion, she continues to champion women's networks and challenges stereotypes. Additionally, has launched a nationwide charity campaign for breast cancer awareness in partnership with Rahama Cancer Care Society, which was called Power of Pink. Join us as we dive into Leila's inspiring journey, exploring insights on corporate communications, strategic leadership, and the power of empowerment and innovation in the business world. Welcome, Leila. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much for having me, Meher.
So I'm excited to know about CADO Gifting and what it means to you, and when did you start this? It's just so inspiring.
Thank you so much.
So tell us more about it.
So CADO Gifting is my baby, really. I started it a couple of years ago. I was working in the corporate sector and I just noticed there was a big gap in gifting in the region. People didn't know how to gift, where to buy the gifts from or at the time. So I started doing my research and I found out that it's actually a $240 billion gap just in corporate gifting globally.
Wow.
In the GCC, it's like $7 billion. So I put together my business proposition, I got on board some investors, and we went to market on November 2019. However, at that time, we were an app and it was a B2C offering, and then COVID hit. So we spent an entire year, maybe I would say from 2020 to 2021, figure things out and what we would do next and trying to fundraise. When we got out of COVID, we managed to find investment and we just decided to stick to Shopify, which was a website, and it was a very easy user journey. We reduced the offerings. There was a lot of learnings actually from that 1 year on how I thought about the business and how we were going on about it. So then we dabbled for that whole year from 2021 to 2022 with B2C, concierge, and B2B. Then we did our final pivot. Until date, it's been 2.5 years now. We've just been a corporate gifting business. We provide corporates with gifting solutions to simplify the gifting process and strengthen their relationship. So what we ultimately aim to do is we provide support to local suppliers. We're kind of like Robin Hood, and we sell them to corporates. So we're the middleman, and we provide like a 360 approach to that. We make their life easier. Our goal here is to help corporates tell a story. We want them to gift with purpose. And I would say we've been quite successful in helping them do that. It's been an amazing journey and a lot of learnings.
Amazing. And what are these challenges that you face? Because I know in this business landscape, it's not easy to start something and to keep going. I mean, for so many years, especially after COVID, when the market saw a dip. So what were the challenges that you faced and how did you overcome them?
So I would say every step of the journey has different challenges. Being a female founder in a very male-dominated space as well hasn't been very easy. A lot of people, have this dream of 3 best friends or 2 best friends from university starting something from their garage, and it's usually related to like fintech or logistics or med tech. So CADO is very much like this corporate gifting luxury brand that we've created. There's a lot of creativity and taste. We work with a lot of women. 90% of our team are female. Fundraising's not always been difficult and taking me much longer than your average founder. Navigating the space because every culture is different in how they gift, cash flow, ensuring you have enough injection for growth. So every stage has been a different sort of challenge. Right now we're at the space where we want to introduce technology. Nobody really understands what that's about or why we would do that, since we're already very lucrative as a business. Hopefully we're breaking even by October. So challenges like any other founder, finding the right talent, managing cash flow, expanding the business, introducing technology without it being a distraction. It needs to enhance what you do.
Absolutely. I think technology is our biggest driver today, because we know how much more we can do with technology.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, it's also challenging to implement it, I feel.
Absolutely.
Into organization or into the mindsets of people, because we've been used to living life a certain way.
For sure.
So I do believe it really helps and eases life, but it is a little, I think it's about the mindset, to shift the mindset.
For sure. And I think, bringing in a culture of talent where there's a reporting mentality of the benefits that these tools use in making your job quicker, faster, and making you more efficient is quite important. We've been in a position where we've realized technology is not going to replace people anytime soon.
Yeah.
You still need people to operate that. But I think if you have the right talent on how the technology is used and make that very simple, actually people do appreciate it. Another thing is when you're sitting with stakeholders and you talk about technology, a lot of them don't really have a grasp understanding of what AI means. Like most people think technology is an app when it's really not. There's so much different. Yeah, there's machine learning, there's like AI tools, there's automation. So us ourselves as a business, we're trying to see, maybe we're not going to be a full-fledged tech company, but maybe we can be very tech-enabled to close our sales cycle faster, make more money, and do it in less amount of time.
Lovely. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. With over 12 years of experience in corporate communications, what you believe is the most critical elements of effective communication strategy in any business or in your business?
No, for sure. So that's a very good question. And I think, having your 3 key points in anything you do in life and sticking to your objective and not straying from that is very important. I mean, sometimes we get carried away or we get excited and we want to do too much too soon. Focus on your key differentiator. What is your product market fit? What makes you stand out, even for your personal brand? I think working in oil and gas and working with multinationals, I was lucky to understand the importance of being very structured with your communication and keeping it very simple. Like, what do we want to do today? Why are we doing this? What problem are we trying to solve?
So it's always about your USP, like you said.
100%.
It's about the pain points that you are solving for the customer.
Exactly.
Those two have been the biggest, and
Right.
we have to be aware while doing any kind of
Right.
communication strategy.
Yeah. So what's the problem? What's the solution? And why you?
Why us? Yeah, right. Oh, amazing. Yes. I think we have to go back always to the drawing board, because we forget, right?
Absolutely.
We just get, like you said, there's so much noise, there's so much happening, so we
Absolutely.
forget. We keep going in the direction
Yes.
that we feel we should, but these are
For
the
sure.
basics. These 3 are the basics.
For sure. And it's okay to change direction. Like, I've pivoted the business twice. And now we are definitely in a space where we found our product market fit, we found our niche. But I think it's important to understand whether the people or your users echo that. It's not just you making assumptions, but it's actually data-driven decisions.
Correct. Can you share a time when you had to manage a significant crisis, and what lessons you learned from those experiences?
So I would say COVID was my biggest crisis and longest learning. A couple of key takeaways I found out was, I was so enthralled and obsessed with the idea of making it a unicorn and having this app. Starting slow first and testing out the market in a safe way, understanding where marketing will come in and how that works for you. So I would have definitely done a website first, not an app, because apps are quite expensive to run
Yes.
and build and manage.
Yes.
Second, I should have kept it much simpler. I offered too much. When you offer too much, you don't allow people the ability to decide.
Yes.
You give them too much choice.
Yes.
So don't give people a lot of choices. Third lesson was go after margin, don't go after volume if you don't have a lot of resources. So being in B2C, especially if you have an app for whatever business that is, today, whether it's food related, product related, a marketplace, e-commerce, fashion, gifting, whatever that is, when you have an app where you're selling goods, it's like a faucet. If you're not paying that customer acquisition cost to Facebook and Instagram, it just stops working. So imagine how much you're asking of that user to do. Download the app, recommend it to a friend, come back and use it. So you need to be sticky. And what sticky means is, why will they keep coming to you? What makes you different? So we decided, let's sell less items more expensive, but be about quality. Offer them something that makes them look good when they gift. And I think that's the intrinsic psychological value you have to go after. It's your reputation on the line. There is definitely a reason why you've chosen this gift to represent you, and you want to look really good at gifting. You want to gift with a purpose. You want there to be a story.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. So well said. That's so true. I think everything that you do with purpose has meaning. So
For
if
sure.
you
And
can
people
gift,
feel it,
yes.
yeah.
So
Because
if
there's
you can
soul.
gift- yes, absolutely. So I think when you gift with purpose, that's so beautiful that you say.
Absolutely.
That makes so much more sense
Yes.
and adds so much more value to your stakeholders when you gift them something.
Yeah, and I think, as consumers or as people, we don't want to be taken on a ride anymore. We've become quite intelligent.
Yes.
So how many times do you want to source stress balls and pens and notebooks and USBs and give those out at events? Like, it's outdated. So even when you're doing your branding, you want products that actually represent your whole strategy.
Absolutely. And your values and your
Exactly.
culture probably and your vision, because that gives more meaning.
Exactly. And
to
if
the
you're
whole
giving
thing.
back or there's social impact, even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. That's the best.
Yes. And
So tell us a little bit about your experience on Shark Tank.
Yes. So with Shark Tank, it was quite interesting because it was the second episode. They had invited me for the first, but I didn't feel I was ready yet. There was a lot of preparation that was involved in that. They wanted me to present in Arabic, but I felt more comfortable doing it in English, just because there were certain terms like optimization or streamlining or scaling that I didn't feel I could properly communicate in the Arab language. The sharks were all great. We had Snoop Doggy Dogg's son, Cordell. Faisal Bilhol was one of the investors that ended up making us an offer. It was exciting, I think. It was exciting. I think it's definitely a very strong brand to be affiliated with when you're trying to build a startup in the region. In the past couple of months now, we've been looking at Saudi and the UAE and growing that market.
Beautiful, amazing. So you also strongly believe in women empowerment and female empowerment, mentoring, making sure that women have a voice and a standing in this beautiful world. So what motivates you to mentor young Emirati women, and what advice would you give them about navigating careers and in traditionally male-dominated sectors?
That's a very good question. I think women come with a lot of skill sets, but they're very apologetic. Because over the past 400 years, all desires and values have been very masculine. And for the past 100 years, women started voicing what they would like to achieve. And I think there's a bit of guilt that they're taking away from the men's world in terms of stepping up. And I'll give you an example. Like, everybody I interview, the male colleagues always challenge the salary and ask for more. And the female colleagues never, ever challenge the package. They always say, okay. So I think women don't ask enough, and I think they don't have enough confidence in their skills to brand themselves enough, whereas men are very good in talking about what they've achieved, and everybody thinks, oh wow, this is it, this is the superhero I'm going to bring into my organization. So I think what I would encourage women to do is build their confidence.
Absolutely.
Going into that corporate world and feeling that they have things under control. If your job description is 100 items and you only do 10 really well, find a way to just, learn as you go along. Men do that a lot, I find. I'm not saying you should, there's a thin line between creatively position yourself and just like lying, but I think women need that confidence. Like, I've spoken at events where they just want to feel motivated that they have what it takes for the next step. That's it.
I agree.
That's
I
all they
agree.
need. They don't even need support. They don't even
We need some
funding.
self-belief.
Exactly.
We need self-belief
Yes.
that we are capable to manage a house, the kids, and
Yes.
ourselves, and a business or a career together.
Yes, and I've never doubted that I couldn't do it with CADO. And I
Yeah.
think that's why people bought into me as a founder. That's why most investors invest in the founders. They invest in people.
Yes,
It's
I agree.
because of my conviction that I was going to achieve this.
Yes.
I didn't have any doubts, like doubt myself at any point.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. Well done to you.
Just because I really believed in it, you know?
Yes.
I just felt it was my calling. And I think it's nice to have that space where you can ask yourself, what do I feel passionate about? If I were to make this into something tomorrow, how would that work? It's not about looking at what did well out there and copying that.
Yes.
It's about you going inside and figuring out what do you love and what do you face as an issue today.
Yeah.
You know, it might be a food product. It might be that, you know, you wanna come up with something that's health related. Like one of the women on Shark Tank was a brand called Oatful, and she invented vegan-free oats. They were delicious. She was a fresh graduate from college. She made 3 million in her first year, and her father was helping her with her business.
Wow.
Do you see what I mean? Like
Yeah.
stories like that are what people should feel excited about waking up in the morning.
I agree. I agree. Something you're passionate about, something you want
Yes.
to, it's a gift
It's a
to
gift.
the world.
For sure.
It's
And
your
to
gift
you,
to the
to
world and to
yourself.
yourself to live your
Yes,
purpose.
yes.
Beautiful.
And just to add on that, I find women that have financial independence, they come from a different cloth. You know, the way they speak, the way they carry themselves, the way they live their lives. Financial independence today gives you a new, like, injection of energy. It just makes you very empowered. You don't feel you need to be dependent on anyone. So you don't sell yourself cheap.
yeah, I
You don't
agree.
sell yourself.
Yes.
You know, it's always the universe coming to you and bringing you opportunities.
So what would you suggest that women do to gain this financial independence?
So I think definitely look at smart ways of saving, educating yourself on financial literacy, speak to wealth managers, look at ways for
this.
passive income. How much would you need to start something? What are the different tools or stories or people you could team up with that can help you do that? It's not about having, you know, here's $1 million check. None of us got that to
Yeah.
start our businesses.
Correct.
It's more about reaching out to your communities, talking to people and asking questions to land from one point to the next. It's not easy, it may take a long time, but it's part of your growth and journey, I think.
That's beautiful. I think it's very well said. I
Yes.
love it. I love what you just
For
said.
sure.
We have to be mindful about
100%.
having the ability to be financially independent.
Exactly. And don't look at what you read
Yeah.
in a magazine or what you see on television or on Instagram. It's okay to go through a struggle and success. There is no like 10 recipes for success. Success is whatever
Your
success
definition of
could
success.
mean that you've had 2 wonderful children and now you want to get a part-time job.
Yeah.
Success could mean, for example, you are, you know, painting and making money out of this art, commercializing it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
absolutely.
So success is different for each person. However, financial literacy can help along the way. Having the right community of networks or memberships, you were telling me
Yes.
about a membership earlier.
Yes.
Why not, right?
Yes.
Why not reach out to the world? And people are willing to help you, I think.
Absolutely. I
If
agree.
you believe in yourself, I think people will believe in you.
I agree. Beautiful. Love it. So, how would you describe your personal leadership style? How has it evolved over the course of your career?
So I'm not very good at delegating or telling people what to do. I kind of want them to find their solution or their style, but as long as they're delivering on the result, if that makes sense. I'm not very thorough in my coaching style with like granular details. I think details just kill me, but I'm quite creative in the sense I like to be collaborative. I like people who are able to come up with different solutions to tackling issues.
So, you're open-minded.
Open-minded,
And you
yeah.
encourage people to speak up, stand
Yes,
up for who they are,
exactly.
and explore that.
100%. At the same time, I think having some kind of results or goals to go by are important. So I like to see how people come back to me with their own structure, like their 30, 60, 90-day plan. I would say as well, as a leader, I'm quite resilient. I'm very positive. I don't like problems that are brought up without solutions. It's okay to make some mistakes as long as you don't keep making the mistakes. Then there's something wrong. I think as well, I would say that I'm very positive in the sense that I like people to always feel that they can do it.
Yeah.
They have this, I don't like them to lose.
To have the
hope.
intrinsic motivation
Exactly.
within them.
Exactly. And drive,
Yeah, the drive.
To be thirsty.
Too. Yes.
Yeah, to go and get it. Like, why not? What's stopping you?
Yes, absolutely. Love it. Why not? What's
Yeah.
stopping you?
Yeah.
Well, I think like His Highness says, nothing is impossible.
And I think, it's what you just said is very beautiful and important, because I think his vision for Dubai made us all,
yeah.
no matter where we're from,
Yes.
just believe that we can, and we're all very driven and ambitious. And I don't see the same thing when I go to neighboring cities.
Yeah.
They don't have that
The
same
leader
level of
makes
hope.
an impact.
Yeah, yeah.
The leader
For sure.
makes an
Leadership
impact.
is everything.
Yeah.
It's almost like a virus of
Yes.
an infectious feeling of we can.
Yes. I agree. I agree. It's beautiful. What are the key leadership qualities do you believe are essential for driving innovation and growth in a rapidly changing business environment?
Right. So you need to be very flexible. You need to be able to make quick decisions, and you need to really follow your gut as to, will this work for me or not? Because what happens, I find, is sometimes you listen to too many people around you, and then the decision gets made, and then you knew all along it wasn't the right one. Only you know your business, and you know how it will map out. Another thing I realized is people need a lot of clarity and direction. They need strategy. They need coaching. They need hand-holding. Transferring what you have in here and the situation is, don't take that for granted that everybody else gets it. And that's where sometimes I need to, take a few steps down to make sure everybody's on the same page. What's the expectation? How people need to be handled. I think one of our unique selling propositions is the user journey we provide to the client, how we treat them, how we make them feel special. So that's
Amazing.
pretty much what I feel is. And then I think, just to add, because we're all in this like startup tech VC space, everything is like run. Everyone's on steroids. You need to achieve growth, metrics. But that's sometimes what can cause businesses to fail. Today, if you're a lucrative business, if you have traction, you're making revenue, it's a real business.
Yeah.
It's not just about fundraising and valuations and bringing VCs on board. It's also about delivering results.
Correct.
There needs to be ROI on people's money. There needs to be results.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of accepting, maybe I'm not going to become $1 billion company tomorrow, and I'm not going to become a full-fledged tech company. But what we have built as well is quite impressive. It's still a business, it's still a real business. A lot of startups today, they keep burning on the tech, they keep burning to hire, and then they tank, or the businesses never see an exit. So I think in MENA, we need to focus on getting more support to enable startups to get from stage to stage for a successful exit. Otherwise, why are you investing in all these startups with no ROI?
Yeah. True. I agree. Yeah, that's actually a great perspective of viewing things.
Because the metrics you are enforcing on the founder are not realistic.
Yeah.
And it's just to be able to show off and say, oh, we put money here and they 10x.
Yeah.
But what does it take to get from this to this?
Yeah.
So I think I would love to see the UAE and this part of the world attract talent from abroad that can help pave that way.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
still new.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. So what are the future goals for CADO Gifting, and where do you see the company in the next 5 years?
So I like that question, because for me, I don't think I want to IPO. I see the company, either merging or getting acqui-hired by a larger player, like an advertising player, or maybe another competitor, maybe a B2C competitor, or somebody that would complement what we do, and we would sort of build that part for them, which would be, pass on the know-how, the skill set, the knowledge, how we've managed to create the business. So that's where I see in the next couple of years, I see like some kind of strategic merger or acquisition, actually. For CADO, I really want to grow more markets. So now we're looking at Qatar. We already sell in Kuwait, but we can definitely expand on that. Saudi, is a huge market for us. $30 million population, 30 million people live in that city, and it's ever growing. I also see, Singapore as an opportunity, maybe Nigeria as well. All these countries that are up and coming and gift a lot are interesting for me. I believe in partnerships, so I believe in having a very good founding team and good partnerships along with that. So I'm excited.
Absolutely. Wishing you so much luck.
Thank you so much.
And who or what continues to inspire you as a leader, and how do you stay motivated in your professional and personal endeavors?
That's a very good question. I think, I'm constantly learning. I love being parts of either competitions, accelerators, or events, and learning from other people that are doing similar things. What inspires me, I think I look up to a lot of my mentors. Speaking to people have also done amazing things. People like yourself as well. Just synergies, like brainstorming, bouncing off ideas, reading about what's out there, looking at trends. I'm very inspired by founders and their stories and journeys. I'm very self-motivated as well. So, seeing how friends and family believe in wanting to see me succeed gives me that kind of encouragement, strength, and courage as well. Women, inspiring other women, making sure that they believe or that they can also achieve something wonderful. My clients inspire me, I think, because they believe in me and they come back.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
That's so well said.
We're very grateful to the support that we've had.
That's amazing. Amazing. So to sum it all up, how does the relationship we have with ourselves determine the quality of life and leadership? I want to ask you.
I think, having humility, being mindful, being very self-aware, being grateful, sometimes impulsivity or getting caught away with letting things get to your head can throw you off track badly. Understanding all of us are replaceable. I mean, even Steve Jobs got kicked out of Apple, right? Setting KPIs of what you want to achieve, being receptive to feedback, being able to listen to someone say, that's not okay, or that's your fault as well, rather than having a very blame culture. You need to be able to understand the issue, not take it personally, fix it and move on, just keep going.
Amazing. So keep going positively, no matter what.
And find a way, whatever spirituality means for you, but find a way to foster that connection, because when you're connected to the universe, I feel a lot of the answers come in, whether that's yoga or
number
meditation.
one. That's gold. What you just
Really,
said is gold.
so
I
true.
feel
and I've lived it. I've been many times where I'm I don't know what I'm going to do next. I'm just lost, and I surrender, and just something happens. I've just witnessed miracles.
Yeah.
So it's not us alone doing things. It's kind of like a serendipitous flow of energy that you're allowing to happen. Sometimes you just need to get yourself out to allow things to move. It's you that's blocking it, you know what I mean? Because of your stress or anxiety or resistance.
So true.
So
So true.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing all this beautiful wisdom and your experience with us. And wishing you so much love, luck, and I guess happiness on all your future.
Thank you. I definitely need it.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Come Alive podcast. If you have enjoyed watching this, please like it, share it, and subscribe for upcoming episodes. Thank you.